There's a little grey tab, you just pop that out. I do look like Ali, eh? Right, news stories of the week. We got our first look at Geralt. What did you think of? Is it Geralt or Geralt? I've not played Witcher.
Geralt?
Geralt. Well, what would you think of him? Looks shit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't look shit. He looks like... I saw a tweet this morning. I can't remember who it's from. But it was Henry Cavill and Geralt the Witcher are both men, which I find... Geralt the Witcher are both men I find extremely attractive, but together they look creepy as fuck. And I think it's where he looks prepubescent.
Yeah.
That's not cool. And I tweeted this. I think it's going to be an origin story. It has to be for the Netflix series. And that's because he's not scarred or anything, but he does look creepy. And he's playing the GIF now, and it's not nice.
It's not, is it? It's just,
You're a
it's
Witcher
hard to
fan.
look at.
Are you excited for the show? I'm only mentioning this because I briefly mentioned it in a video. But
I'm excited in more for the fact that it's a show based on a video game rather than being The Witcher. You know what I mean?
what?
It's a TV show that's based on a video game.
Yeah.
But we've only had movies based on video games, haven't we?
No.
What TV show?
Someone doesn't watch our own content. I did a whole video on this. Castlevania, Voltron. Those are the only two I could find. That's a game, isn't it?
Voltron was a TV series from the 80s.
I literally just googled it and I threw it into the video.
Castlevania.
Batteries are dying. There's a new Undertale game,
Cool.
sort of. You didn't play Undertale, did you? No, neither did I. Don't care. Moving on. Next story. Do you want to go through the gaming horror alphabet
Yes.
provided by Kotaku? We went through the first few before we start recording, and I'm not going to go through them to make you look better. We got to F is for Freddy, who played Deadly Games. What is G? G in the gaming horror alphabet.
G-Man?
You probably should have. They write to Kotaku. That's much better. It's green herb from Resident Evil, the popular healing item.
Wow. Okay, wow.
H.
Well, it's just green herbs been a thing. I guess healing might as well be a thing.
No, you should have stuck to your guns. Hell, for where you'll be going, surely.
Oh, okay. Hell, that's
Aggressive
a
for
bit vague, isn't it, really?
liberals on Kotaku. Red Dead Crunch, as we all know, was a big deal in the news. Everybody banged on about it and didn't shut up. But one sneaky developer has possibly... I sent this to you earlier in the week, Jack.
Bullshit.
You think it's bullshit? Do you think it's a reference or not? Do you think it's a developer who's done this deliberately or...?
No, I think it's just it's part of Rockstar's whole satire thing they have, because the whole GTA is a satire of American culture and stuff. And I think they're just trying to bring a little bit of that to the Old West.
Well, Red Dead is not satire then,
It's not, but I just thought maybe it's a bit of humour or something, but then
possibly.
the big conspiracy thing that everyone's thinking is it's some developer crying out for help, like Stan Lee getting abused by his carers or some bullshit.
You can't put that on the internet. Stanley's a lovely guy. Right, if you're not up to speed on this, basically, so the crunch story of everybody at Rockstar has to work 100-hour weeks, etc., which was blown out of proportion because it was only a few writers, etc. There are reports of QA teams were also dragged into having to work 100-hour weeks, etc., blah, 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 blah. But in Red Dead Redemption, if you go into a gun store, there's a certain weapon manual. You've played the game. Do you have to go through manuals every time you buy a gun?
Yeah, you got to go through it. You put the catalogue on the desk, you got to flip through it.
Sounds annoying to me. But
It's okay, unless you're buying clothing, in which case you can't see what they look like properly or the colours of them, because it's in black and white.
stupid. If you get it, you should get this.
Isolation.
Oh, you're so close. I'm going to give you another shot.
Isolated.
No, one more. Think horror games in space for I. You can genuinely get this one. I'll be really impressed if you do. This is a very...
You can genuinely get
No.
this one. I'll be impressed if you do. That's two contradicting sentences.
No, but for you, this is it's all right. I'll give you a hint. It's to do with a pastime hobby of yours. Horror games, and it's close to Alien Isolation, which was set in space.
International Space Station.
Oh, Ishimura. So in the gun manual, there's a blurb, and obviously because everything's handcrafted, etc., there is a quote within the paragraph describing the weapons, and it is made by skilled labourers who work tireless hours each week and on the weekends for little pay in order to bring you the finest revolver in the field today. Now, some are claiming that this is clearly a dev speaking out, and he's sort of making a commentary about the crunch culture in Rockstar. You're saying it's not, and it's just coincidence that all of this blew up at the same time. I don't know, because I think the only way that you would be able to, if it was a deliberate reference, they would have had to have known that the crunch story would have blown up, but no one did, because it was only Dan's Houser's comments that caused it. So I actually don't think it's a dev talking out. K.
Killer.
Obviously not. It's obviously for Kelly, played by Dana Plateau from that game Night Watch back in the 80s. I think it was called Night Watch. L.
What we've had so far, this could literally be anything.
Yeah. Well, so think this is.
Ligma.
Jack, did you hear about Bethesda? First of all, did you hear about Bethesda's Fallout 76? They sent out a note before release saying there might be a few bugs.
Really?
Yeah. Jack, did you hear about the Fallout 76 bug where the game deletes itself?
Really? Tell me about this, I don't quite.
I've not Googled it. N. Don't. Moving on. The Fallout 76 bug. So apparently they couldn't really find what was causing it. It basically says here, don't click any buttons weird. It turns out that the issue wasn't your average freeze. So I assume you just boot up the game and for some reason the game would just sort of self-destruct and delete itself, which is by far the best bug Bethesda have ever produced.
It's pretty good, it's up there.
It's pretty specialist, and I don't, from my very limited knowledge of coding, how? It'd be like execute self. That's all I can sort of, S.
Sigma.
What's Sigma?
Sigma balls.
West Virginia.
Blue Ridge Mountain.
I don't know any other words other than that. And then country road.
Take me home
To the place where I belong. West Virginia!
Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. Take it in there. Take me home to the You have to stop.
Mountain Mama!
So yeah, I'll get it, Kurt.
Yeah, I don't care about this game. I thought maybe me and you could play the beta, do a BJ on it, but
It's closed, isn't it?
one, it's closed.
It's 50 gigs and it deletes itself.
Don't, I'm not buying into it. Hopefully. Any other stories? Did anything else happen this week that you can remember of?
Oh, I now live with you.
Oh, we live together now. That's who I'm talking to. Yeah. That's awful. T. So again, they've cheated here. You're no one would ever get this. T. Wrong. Tome of Eternal Darkness. Moving on.
Where the fuck is that from?
Eternal Darkness, or whatever that game is. It was on GameCube. Everybody says it's really good. Has the sanity meter.
Oh.
What's that fucking game called? Moving on.
Didn't Condemned have a sanity? Wasn't Condemned
Yeah, but this was the first one to do it, and everyone knows that if it's the first game to do it, then it's... Well, that's why fucking Half-Life 2 gets sucked off.
Blink, wasn't it?
What?
'Cause
Yeah, I remember that
you had to
actually.
manually blink.
I didn't... What happened if you didn't?
I think you
Yeah, you had like a strain. That was one of those ideas which had to be done just to see it, but it's...
Like Hardcore Henry.
Right, so Scum adds Dong Slider. Supporter pack gets owner an extra 2 inches on their package. Oh my god, it's not even censored. There's just a massive dick on that guy. What the fuck? That's huge.
It's really long, isn't it? It's like really thick.
Have you played Scum?
No.
My question is, to keep equality as part of the dialogue, I assume breast sliders are a thing, but I guarantee you, if
I
that's...
don't know if there's actually female players. I want to play it.
What, you can't play as a female at all?
I don't know.
You must be able to. Scum. character customization. It's not looking good. I'm being told there's no option. Oh, this is just from a. Right, I'm on the Scum Open World Survival. What am I? Reddit. I'm on Reddit. I was like, I'm on the Scum Open World Survival Community.co.uk. Reddit. Is there seriously no female characters? Seriously, what the fuck? I'm being told there's no option to play as a fit. That would piss me off. I always play as a female. That would annoy me. Are they? Where's the backlash for this?
Well, because women can't have penis sliders, can they?
No, but that's my point. If you get penis sliders, then I would be fully expecting there to be breast sliders. But if you put breast sliders in the game, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some bad media attention.
Oh, clit sliders.
Oh. V.
Vendetta. VTech.
I'll give you a big clue. It's to do with a family, horror family. Did you get it? Put it down in the comments below.
Victorians.
As a family, not just a time period. Voorhees.
Oh, Jason Voorhees.
W.
That's not gaming, is it?
Yeah, it is. I told you to play that Friday the 13th
Oh,
game.
yeah.
That was free to play. That was a really good little puzzle game, actually.
Dodgy, isn't it?
See, it's on my screen right now. Battlefield 5 won't have any paid microtransactions. Oh, I didn't read the last two words. At launch. So this new trend that games are doing. This is exactly what you've just said. Marketing games with at launch at the beginning because it's not the product at all. And again, it sort of ties into this goes into what I was just saying about how 76 is one of those games where it gets ironed out after release, and then the actual release comes out with the extra content. Yeah, the definitive edition where you actually get content, but it's been sold off episodically. It's just a bunch of shit. Just shite. You can end the video if you like. Do you want to end the video? I don't know, you always intro our BJ ones. When's the next series of BJ coming out?
Well, currently working on the first episode still.
Oh good, we've recorded half the season,
We
but
recorded 4 episodes, we need to record 2 more.
can you... have we? Cool, right. We don't know if this video format works, so we're not really got an outro in place, but as usual, if you stuck around to the end of the video, then thank you very much, because you fed my ego. Jack, did they feed your ego? Because you're here now. You can be part of my outro lines.
Not really.
Cool. There's other videos on the channel, some are like this, some aren't. Watch them if you want. If you
We don't
don't,
know what we're doing most of the time. We've got a lot of different videos.
yeah, we're working stuff out. Bye. That'll do. W.
George W. Bush.
That is terrifying. Wendigo.
Wendigo. I like that game as well, even though I haven't finished it.
X.
X-Ray.
No, come on, you'll get this one.
Exoskeleton.
You're wearing
Z.
a t-shirt.
Yeah. Well done.
X. It's on your t-shirt.
Nexus.
No, Nexus. That begins with an X.
That's what's on my t-shirt.
No, but it's a fucking...
From Blade Runner.
Oh, I've got my films mixed up. Xenomorph.